I was out running some errands, and it's beautiful today, and just listening to music, and had got some lunch and had parked to sit to eat it, and I was listening to one of my many favorite songs. I got thousands of favorite worship and Christian songs and hymns, but there's one that's called "I Speak Jesus," and it says, "To every soul held captive by depression, I speak Jesus." And when that little line was sang, this word just clearly dropped in my spirit. There is a difference between living with a illness and taking medicine for it on a daily basis, and while you're continually trusting God for healing, versus being held captive to it. I have been held captive to my depression and my anxiety in the past, and my illnesses and things like that. But I also know what it's like to be set free, even though I'm still living with those illnesses. And what I mean by that is, even up until a week or so ago, almost 2 weeks, I was, without me knowing it, I was being held captive to this back pain that I was having. I'm not oblivious to the fact that I haven't received miraculous healing from it yet. There's been a couple of days this week where I have had some pain, but I went on with my day. And the Lord began to build this word into me of how there's going to be conditions that we're going to have this side of glory till we get to heaven. There's no such thing as a problem-free life for Christians, or for anybody in that matter. I mean, Adam and Eve messed that up in the Garden of Eden. But I'm no longer bound and held captive to that. Like, yesterday was a bad day, and it was just one of those struggle days. But I still pushed through it, and I got up today, and I know that weeping may endure for the night, but joy is going to come in the morning. But when we begin to dwell and think and talk and just keep on about this problem, not minimizing our problems, we can become so bogged down and so thought processed over it that we become captive to whatever that problem is that's going on, and we don't have the freedom and the liberty and the strength that we need to keep pressing on, to keep pressing forward. And so I just want to come to you today and remind you that no, you may not have yet received healing from whatever situation you have, but you do have the ability to wake up and say, I'm not going to be held captive in my mind because of this problem. Yes, it may cause struggle. Yes, it may cause pain. But there is a place in our mind that we can get to with Jesus just by speaking his holy, miraculous name, to where even in those moments of pain, we feel peace and we feel joy and we have strength. I remember the last week, those few days of when I was feeling this pain coming back in my back, and how I immediately wanted to run to talk to somebody and just have my pity party about my pain. Nothing wrong with, asking for prayer and stuff, and we all have pity parties, but I remember the Holy Spirit quickening me and saying, whoa, hold on, wait a minute. I'm not minimizing your pain, but listen, I am a comforter to you in your time of need, in your time of distress, and just surrender this back to me. Surrender this back to God. And I remember just going on, and it seemed like within no time the pain was gone. And so a couple of weeks ago, God just really impressed upon my spirit how important it is to get up on a daily basis and surrender that problem to him for the day. And I continue to speak healing into my back, or I continue to speak healing in these other areas of my life and healing for other people. And I believe he can do it, but I also know that God's perfect will has to be done, and he sees what we don't. But every day now I'm having to wake up and I'm having to say, I speak Jesus over this problem. I'm not going to be held captive to it. I'm not going to allow the enemy to bog my mind down and to hold me captive to this oppressive way of thinking of I'm going to get down again and I'm never going to know what it's like to experience hope and joy and peace. So I want to encourage you today. There's a difference between having a problem that you take medicine for or have to get treatments for versus being held captive to it. And I know because for over 10 years I was held captive to illnesses and I didn't know nothing but to speak life into those illnesses. I didn't even know I was speaking life into those illnesses. But when God delivered me from that, yes, I still have sicknesses. Yes, I've still had surgeries. But there's a difference because I speak Jesus into that. I speak his healing into that. And even though I may still have the problem, I don't have to be held captive to the problem. I love y'all and y'all be blessed. Praying for y'all.